Hello, who is here? Um, Say hello to me so I know you're here and that you can hear me. Hi, Michael. Good morning. What's going on, Michael? Any great vacations planned? Seems like everyone's leaving next week. It's a big week. It's 4th of July, but there's a lot of people leaving. Even the clients that I work with in Europe, they're going on vacation next week. It's crazy. It's like everyone is going out of town next week. So Pat, good morning. Nancy, good morning. Oh yeah, Yosemite. Wow. Do you climb there? Do you rock climb or do you hike? And when I was there in 2020 December. I don't know if I told you this. It's my first time ever going, which is ridiculous. Super amazing. On one of the hikes, we were coming, my daughter and my brother-in-law and niece were ahead of us, and I was with my sister and my nephew, and all of a sudden a bear is trying to come on the trail, a real bear, where it's one of those situations where it's like, wait, do I take a photo? Wait, it's really close. Couldn't that kill me? Oh, wait, should I photo this? So I did, I videotaped it. And then I had my walking stick with me. So I started banging the wall as I'm recording, go away, but trying to record. Anyway, so they're all over the place, but wow, that's so beautiful. And then Michael, I don't know if you've ever been to Moab and walked on some of those hikes. I think you would love it if you've not been there. It's spectacular. I really think that that's my favorite place I've ever been. I mean, in terms of national parks, not that I've been to many, but really, truly spectacular to me. I don't know. Maybe it was the red color. I don't know what it was. I was just like, wow. Stevie, good morning. Carolyn, good morning. We were just talking about hike and bike. Okay, we were just talking about vacations because it seems like everyone's going on one. And I'm going next week away to the beach where I go in Central California, which I just love, and I'm really looking forward to it. And it's going to be a working vacation for me, but I love that. If I could take off and not have to deal with my life and everyone in my life, that's more about the people than anything else. All right. So does anybody have anything in particular that's going on that you'd like to focus on? Or can I just can I do everything? Strengthening and stretching and do whatever I want. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Let me see. This light is not on. I've got to get this light on. There it is. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to go back there. All right. So all right. So I don't know how people live their lives without yoga. And I say that often. And today, or this time in my life, it's been even more apparent to me. I've just got so much going on right now, crazy, so much stuff, not necessarily all created by myself, but the people in my life or the animals in my life. So just a lot going on. And I've had to this whole morning, as I've been putting together things or doing things and whatever, I've had to really stop so often throughout today and really check myself and check my level of stress and check what I was thinking, where I was going with my thoughts, and trying to lessen the load of whatever it is that's going on. And for all of it, it's like that. Their life is happening, right? Whether it's physical with yourself, issues, ailments, people in your life, future worry, things that are going on in your community, in your society, in your country, in the world, whatever it is. There's just so much that we could really get caught up in and think and think and think. And it's about managing the straws that are being placed on your back. And so the practice of yoga, knowing how important it is to stay in the moment, and that when you are in the moment, when you are breathing, when you're practicing the physical practice is the most ideal time, because there's so much for you to be involved with that we're actually shifting to a part of our brain that is not that stress place, that is the place where we can be present moment. And the brain utilizes about 25% of your body's energy. And so for many people, probably the number one complaint of most is fatigue and overwhelm and feeling blah. And so if you think about it, the brain uses 25% of your body's energy. Now, if we're in our heads, if we're worrying, that means we're always using up our internal energy, something we're not paying attention to and we don't know that it's there. But inside we have cellular energy. We only have a certain amount. And so depending on what your diet is or what issues you have going on in your body, you might not have a lot of energy available. And then when stress and pressures come in, it uses up our energy. So the practice of yoga, whether it's the breath, the gentle movements with breath, stretching your body, strengthening your body, lubricating your joints, unblocking, unclogging blockages and your any pent up or stopped or restricted energy flow. That is what we have at our disposal when we practice this beautiful practice. It's really a human being practice. It's let me be right here, right now, because in this moment, none of those other things matter. Right now, in this moment, feeling my body, feeling my pressure on my feet, feeling the heels in my tushy bones, feeling my shirt on my neck or my hair on my face, or being here with you and sharing this wisdom with you. This right here, when I'm in this moment, then I don't feel those pressures. I'm not in that stress area. So that's what we have at our disposal when we practice this beautiful practice. All right, so let's practice today yoga for wellness. Let's let it be yoga for wellness of the mind and of the body, moving, unblocking, unclogging energy, and maybe even creating a little bit more energy or saving a little energy. All right, so we're going to need a strap for the practice and a block for the practice. I'd like to do something with the spine, a little bit of manipulation of the spine. And because for most of us, our daily life is very forward. And then if you do have pressures or stress on you, that weight from above can be even more restrictive and more pushing us down. So I'd like to do a little chest opening. And this really is one of my favorites to teach and to practice myself, is to have a rolled up blanket behind my spine, because it does do some correcting and it starts to get right in the front of the spine here, right in the chest muscles and the shoulder muscles that attach the arms. So we get a nice open chest here, which allows us to breathe deeper and to fill ourselves up with more oxygen for energy production. So take your blanket really long, roll it up. The tighter you roll it up, the harder and deeper the stretch will be in your spine. So if you need a strong, deep stretch, roll it tightly. And then if you need to be a little bit more gentle with yourself for whatever reason, then you would not roll so tight. Rolling up your blanket, or even if you have props like blocks for your spine or an egg block if you have that. And we want this to be on our whole spine. So the spine, well, not the whole spine. It won't be on the sacrum and the tailbone. So you want your tushy on the ground and you want your spine to be resting on the blanket. And then when we do go down, before we go down, this is the arm position that would be ideal to come to. Depending on what's going on with your shoulders, you may need to be here or here or here, or maybe you could bend a little, maybe you could lift the upper arm bones up. Just play with this when you're down on the ground so that you feel a stretch in your chest, and do what's appropriate for you. Your body will let you know what's appropriate. So go ahead and bring yourself down. Let the blanket be behind your spine. Let your head be supported. Do whatever you need to do. Having the knees bent is actually a little bit more safety, a safety valve for the low back. So have the knees bent. Let the feet be wider than the body, and let the knees fall in towards each other. And then take your time to arrive to what feels like the appropriate posture for your body. Feel the blanket behind your spine. Feel supported. Let's do a little to warm up the neck. Let the neck warm up as you let your head go side to side gently, closing your eyes so you can actually feel what's happening. And bring yourself back to center. The arms are to the side, so press the arms into the ground wherever they are. Hands could be straight, or you could bend the elbows, elevating the arms if that's possible. Then press the backs of the hands into the floor and the arms if they're touching. And then let them release. Go slow here. One more time. Activate your arms, push your hands into the ground. Push your arms into the ground. Feel the back of your body activate. And then slowly release. Let your body go. So let the weight of your body be heavy. Breathing into your lungs, let your lungs expand. Breathe in and out through the nose, keep the mouth closed. Your eyes are closed, your mouth is closed, breathing in through the nose. Follow the breath in your torso. Notice if it stays up by the ribs, or are you able to breathe deeper to the belly? Do you feel the sides of your body expand? Then breathe to the back of your body, to the back of the spine. Feel it pressing into your blanket. To the back of the tailbone. Feel the pressure moving towards the ground in the back of your pelvis. Notice if both sides are stretching equally in your body, or do you feel it more on one side? And if so, where do you feel it? Finishing your last breath, noticing where the breath is going when it comes in your body. Let's begin to bring a little movement into the chest, into the shoulders. Take an exhale and draw your elbows down towards your waist. Inhale, let your arms slide up towards the back wall, maybe even towards touching over your head. Exhale, let your arms or your elbows come down towards your waist. Try to bend your elbows here. And do what feels appropriate for the shoulders. If you let your arms hover, the weight of the bones gives a deeper stretch in the shoulder joint. And if you're able to slide your arms on the ground, you may even experience an even deeper stretch. So make sure that's appropriate for your shoulders. See if you can let your arms go a little bigger. So unbend your elbows, make the weight of your arm bones a little heavier. See if it stretches somewhere different. When the arms go overhead closer to straight, you may start to feel this down where your belly button is at the lower ribs. Close your eyes to feel this movement, taking the day's activities out of your body. So the forward movement of the body, trying to do a supported back bend. Noticing what you notice, lots of stretching in the shoulder here, in the front of the spine, and in the belly area. And then one more. Then bring yourself back, let your arms go back down to the place where you feel something, especially right where the arms attach to the body. Take one more breath. So we're going to stay with shoulder stretching. So walk your feet so they're a little closer to your body. You're going to roll onto your side. If you can, roll onto your left side. I'm going to roll onto my left side. So I've got the blanket behind my body. I'm on the left side. Put your left hand underneath your head. And then your right arm is on top. Then take your palm up towards the sky. Reach your right arm away from you. So it's coming right off the shoulder joint. See how that feels for your body. And then start to let the hand come overhead. Go slow. Feel what's stretching here. And when you get above your head, roll your arm so that your palm goes down towards the ground. And then reach your arm forward. Try not to let your torso reach. So reaching your arm forward, see if you can feel that stretch at the shoulder blade and the upper back. And then bring your hand down. Palm is still down until it gets over your hip. At this point, you roll the arm in the socket. Palm goes up towards the sky. Spread your fingers. And then you reach your arm long and away from you until you get back overhead. Roll the shoulder joint, the arm and the shoulder joint, bring the palm forward. When you get to your hip, flip it. So continue in this movement, go slow. And if you keep your palm open, your fingers stretched, many people are right-handed. This is the right hand, the right arm. So you may experience a lot of stretching all the way down through the wrist, through the forearm, all the way down to fingers. Really stretch the tissue of your arm.
For many, they have nerve issues, burning or tingling in the hand. So we want to really stretch all the tissue that the nerves travel from the brain to the fingers. Close your eyes. Use your breath. When the palm is up, you inhale. When the palm is down and the arm comes forward, you exhale. Lubricate that shoulder joint. Let's go in the other direction. So switch directions wherever you are. Be in your shoulder, especially those of you with shoulder issues. Really stretching the ligaments, the tendons, and the muscles that mobilize and stabilize your shoulder joint. One more. And bring yourself back to center. You're going to take the right hand behind your head. So you're clasping the hands behind your head. Bring your knees so they come straight off of your hips. Straight off of your hips. And squeeze the knees together so that you keep your pelvis facing in this direction. We're going to start to stretch the neck and the thoracic spine, the spine that the ribs are attached to. So you take your right hand behind your head, clasp. Bring your elbows towards each other. Exhale. As you inhale, reach your arm forward and up. Press the left elbow into the floor. Start to open your body. Squeeze your knees. Try to keep your knees and your legs stationary. Only go as far as your body will let you. And then exhale back. Close your eyes. Inhale, leading with the tip of the elbow. On your next one, come open and stay open. Squeeze your knees together. Press your heart forward. Let your right elbow move to the right. Press your left elbow into the floor. Try to get as much stretch as you can here in your body, pressing your heart forward. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself back to center. You're going to bring yourself back onto your blanket. So roll onto your blanket. Feel your spine on the blanket. Let the arms go out to the side. Close your eyes. Check in with your body. See how it feels. We're going to come on to the other side. So I'll roll to the other side. I'll be on my other side. My back will be towards you. You'll still hear me. So rolling onto your right side. Let your knees come together. Let your right arm go on the ground. Then take your left hand. Let's take the left hand. Let's take the palm down and then flip it up and reach your left hand away from you. So this helps you create that space, and having the palm up towards the sky here is what's going to help to open the shoulder. This is external rotation of the shoulder. This is what puts the shoulder, the upper arm bone deep into the shoulder joint, stretching the muscles on the front of the shoulder, muscles on the arm, on the chest, on the shoulder. So see if this feels okay for you. With the palm up towards the sky, slowly bringing your arm up and overhead. When you get overhead, you're going to roll the arm in the socket So the palm goes down. Bring your hand forward, stretching your fingers, stretching your arm. When you get down, you're going to flip it, palm is up. Really reach, reach, reach. Feel that stretch in your arm. Close your eyes. Move through your range of motion. Real deep stretch in the arm, the hand. We're going to switch, so come up above. And let's begin in the opposite direction. Palm is open when you're back, palm is down when you're forward. Wherever you are, finish this move. Take one more big move. Reach your arm as long as you can. Stretch as much of your body glove as you have access to. Stretch your fingers. And then bring yourself back to center. Make sure your knees are touching. Squeeze your knees. Take your hands behind your head. Clasp your hands behind your head. Exhale. Then inhale, reach your arm up, push your heart forward, stretch to the side as much as your body will allow, and then back to center. Make sure you keep your pelvis and your knees stationary. Next one, you're going to stay and hold. Holding here, press your heart forward. Push your arm into the ground, reach the other arm long. Hands are behind your head. Feel the stretch, the armpit, chest. If you feel anything in your low back, push your belly button towards your spine. Take one more breath. Bringing yourself back to neutral. Then you're going to open up your hand in front of you. You're going to push yourself up and away from the ground. Noticing how you feel. So that was a really great way to correct posture and to take out of our physical body, to take the tension out of the physical body of the forward movement that we do all day, every day. And so having a blanket, which is usually accessible to all of us, it could be a towel rolled up. The bigger you roll this up, the higher this is, the more stretch is going to come into your shoulders and chest, because the gravity will pull on the muscles here. So make sure that it's actually an appropriate height for you. And being in your body when you do this, really important, especially if you have shoulder issues. We're stretching ligaments and tendons and muscles. So that's a really great way to kind of help correct posture. Let's take the blanket. Take your blanket. And now you're going to fold your blanket and then fold your blanket. So try to make it be a pretty big fold. And then putting that blanket on your heels. Now, some of you, if your knees are kind of cranky and they don't really like to bend, you might even need to go a little bit bigger with your fold. And try to put that fold maybe back here. Like for those with cranky knees, having it by your tushy will be better. For those that don't have too many issues, having it on your heels is going to be better. So we're going to do a little bit with the feet here. I just want you to do a little bit here, coming up and down, if it's appropriate for you. Take a little wider stance. If you have knees that don't like to bend, don't force the issue. So if your knees don't like to bend, then you could do this, where you push your tushy back and keep your spine nice and long. So you really bend your hip joint and lubricate the hip joint and train your body to bend at the hips. Because if you don't bend at the hips, you're going to bend at the spine. And over time, if you do have bone density issues, over time, bending at the spine actually can fracture the vertebra of the spine. So really practicing proper bending here at the hip, or at the hip and at the knees. So depending on what your body is able to do right now, bending at the hip and the knees, or bending at the hip. Being okay with whatever you have to offer. And then bring yourself all the way up. For those that can do this, you're going to be here. You're going to flip your toes under. Why don't we all flip our toes under, because I'm sure everybody can. And actually, let's put the blanket underneath the knees for this. So unfold your blanket. Put your blanket underneath your knees so that you have a little protection there. And then flip your toes under. Try to get all the toes to flip. So stretching your feet, stretching your toes. Be here. For those that need to stay with the hip bending, you can do hip bending. Try to notice, do you feel both quadriceps and both hip flexor muscle groups moving and being active? Do you feel the center of your tushy active? And then for those that can, bringing your weight down onto your feet and bringing yourself up. Weight down onto your feet and up. This is really good functional training for your body to bend at the places we need it to bend forever, for the rest of your life. These are the functional joints that help us live that good quality of life and be independent. For those that can, flatten your feet, sit on your heels, bring yourself up, sit on your toes. Bring yourself up, flatten your feet, bring yourself down, bend your toes. If you're not able to do that, stay with the hip flexion, leave the knee flexion out of it. See if you could do the toes. So if you can't bend too much with still try to do the toes.
Last one. Come to sit on your feet if you can, sit on your heels, push your belly back so your lower body, your pelvis tilts backwards. Feel that stretch in the feet. And then bring yourself onto your heels. Now I know this is not for everybody, but it is for some. Come back onto your hands. Let your hands go closer together. Let your fingertips point forward. Knees are forward. You're sitting on your heels. And then push your belly button to your spine. See if you can tilt your pelvis backwards. That may be enough for some of you to actually feel a pretty deep quadricep stretch. For others, maybe you could lift your pelvis up. Maybe, maybe not. So these are all variations of quadricep stretching. Try to push your tailbone down towards the ground. Draw your pubis bone up towards your chest. Push away from the ground. Take one more breath. And then bring yourself out. Let's come to sit on the blanket. Let your legs be straight. Let your hands go on the floor beside you and let your legs go straight for a second. Let your legs be wide. Inhale to open the toes. Exhale to bring the toes towards the ground. Inhale to open. Exhale, toes towards the ground. Slide your shoulder blades towards each other so your chest is lifted. You're not caving or collapsing here. You're nice and lifted in your chest. Inhale and exhale. And then bring yourself back to center. Move your toes, wiggle your toes. Let's take your feet, bending your feet, or bending your knees. Take your hands on the ground. We're going to do a reverse plank. So you're going to have your hands close together, shoulder blades sliding to hold your chest up. You want to make sure you don't cave in here. So nice elevated chest. Lifting up as high as you can, whatever you'd like. Take your legs a little wider maybe. Let's take an exhale. Inhale, push away from the ground, lift up. Exhale to lower. Inhale. Exhale. Let your pelvis come up and down. Let your knees and hips bend and unbend. One more. You're going to come up and stay up. Stay here for 3 big breaths. And then bring yourself down. Bring yourself forward. Bring the soles of your feet together. Soles of the feet together. Hold on to your lower leg bones and sit nice and tall. Knees are to the side. Take one more breath. So we're going to do another posterior chain. So if it's a little bit too much for you, you could sit it out. But for those that want a little bit more strength and have that ability to go stronger in their body, on the ground again, this time with straight legs. Arms are close together. You want your arms close together because then the shoulder blades can slide towards each other and protect the chest from caving. You want your chest to cave. So slide your shoulder blades close together. Lift your heart. Heels are in the ground. Let your legs be close together here. Let them be touching. Exhale. Inhale, lift your pelvis up. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. One more. Inhale to lift. Stay here for 3 breaths. And then bring yourself down. Bring yourself into a wide stance, wide leg stance. So bring your feet really wide here and reach under, grab the flesh, move the flesh to the sides. This will help to get you to sit more forward than to be in the rounded position. So reach down and grab the flesh, and it exposes the pelvis in a way that helps to stack the spine. Hold on to your legs. Maybe you feel a pretty strong stretch here. You can take your hands on the ground to help you keep that nice erect spine. Take one more breath. And then go ahead and bring your legs back. Let's take the feet again. Take the feet together. And then come off your blanket. Take your blanket and fold your blanket in two. Take it to the top of the mat. We're going to need our block. So have your block beside you. Come to sit on the blanket and then come to the very front edge of it. Reach under and grab as much as you can grab with your hands. It's muscles and a little bit of stored energy, mostly muscles, largest muscle in the body. So really get your glutes to move back here. Take your block and bring your block between your upper thighs, and then flex your feet strongly. So you draw the toes towards you and the soles of the feet move away. Take your hands on the ground alongside you. We're going to strengthen the postural muscles. Lift your heart. Have your hands be more towards the back than forward. Have them towards the back. Push your legs into the ground. Squeeze the block. Push your hands into the ground. Take 5 deep breaths here. Long spine. Chin is parallel towards the ground. You could come up into scarecrow arms if you'd like, sliding the shoulder blades towards each other, lifting your heart. Keep your hands alongside your body. 5 deep breaths. Don't forget to smile. And then go ahead and come out of that. Wiggle your toes. Let's come on to our blanket. So take your blanket, keep it in the folded position, bring it to the back of your mat, and come to sit on the blanket, again at the front edge. So come forward, 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 reach under, grab flesh. And then sitting nice and tall, get yourself arranged. You could have your ankle joints cross. If you need to bring the soles of your feet together, you could do that. Take your hands on your legs so you can get really tall in your spine here. And then close your eyes. Notice what you notice about your spine, about your belly, about your body. Notice if your neck is long, if your shoulders are moved away from your ears. Take one more breath. So let's take the hands onto the legs. You're going to bring yourself forward. Keep your spine nice and long. Bring yourself forward. Your body is bending forward at the hip joint, keeping the spine long. So more hip flexion work, training your body to bend at the spine, training your body to bend at the hip and not at the spine is really important, because if we lose that function and that awareness of hip bending, it'll go into the spine. And if it goes into the spine, it contributes to fractures. So take your hands here, long spine, open front spine, exhale. Inhale over to the side. When you get to the side, you use this hand to push down this leg, feeling the stretch somewhere maybe in the glute, in the low back, in the waist. When you come towards the back, long spine, you could push your belly button back towards the low back. Bring yourself over with a long spine. And then inhale when you come forward. Exhale when you go back. Close your eyes, long spine. Inhale forward, chest opens, throat opens. Exhale back. Use your hands here to push away from the legs to be tall in your spine and to feel a stretch in your waist, your hips, your low back. Make the biggest circles you can with a long spine. Eyes are closed. Bring yourself back to center. Lengthen your spine. Press your heart forward so a back bend in the back of the upper spine. Exhale. Inhale, bending forward at the hip joint. Throat is open, chest is open. Move in the opposite direction. Exhale when your body goes back. Inhale when your body comes forward. Stretching your hip, your low back. Let your low ribs be as far away from your pelvis as they can. Use your hands to push down to lift your ribs away from your pelvis as you roll around in a circle. Take one more circle, long spine. And bring yourself back up to center. Nice, tall body, tall spine. Noticing if anything you do relaxes the mind, relaxes the nervous system, which is going to relax the body. We're going to bend the spine side to side, stretching the side of your body, the armpit, the connective tissue on the side, and bending the spine so we actually stretch the side of your spine. So try to let this be a real side to side movement. It doesn't matter how far over you go. I want you to feel your way into this. So feel what's appropriate. Don't think you have to go anywhere. You have to move your arms far. Let your body be the guide of what feels yummy for you. So take one hand on the ground, one hand up, one hand on the ground and one hand up. If you have shoulder issues, maybe you're taking the elbow up side to side. Or even bending the body side to side without bringing the elbow or the shoulder into it. So you can still get a nice stretch going side to side. Let's begin like this. Take your hands, let your fingertips touch, and let your hands be right beside you. So not in front, but exactly to the side. And then let the hands be a little bit behind you. So when you go side to side, you're going a little bit towards the back. And then start to let the hand come up to the side or the elbow, whatever's appropriate, or stay with that. Inhale up, exhale over. Close your eyes. Feel what feels good. One more each direction. And then bring yourself back to center. Let's take the head, start letting the head go side to side. Let your head look up and to the side, so really long spine here. And start to let the shoulder blades go. Start to let the heart try to move over to look in whatever direction you're looking in. Start to feel that at the lower ribs. Use your hand on your opposite leg to help give you a little bit more rotational force. So you're tall and rotated. And then bring yourself back to center. Close your eyes for a second. Check in with your neck, with your spine, with your energy, with your body. Bring awareness to your eyes. Gently blink them open. Let's go into a deeper twist. You can stay where you are. I want to come to the side for this. So you're going to come onto that blanket to the front edge. Let's take the legs long and reach under and grab the flesh. Go ahead and take a hold of your strap. Bring your strap onto your feet. Let your feet be hip distance here. So we'll let the strap help to fire up those postural muscles. Take your hands, so the feet are hip distance. You're pushing into the pinky toe edges. Then bring your elbows directly underneath your shoulders. Pull on the strap and lift your chest here. Take an inhale. On the exhale, go back to neutral. And on the inhale, press into your feet, lift your chest, pull the strap back. And then relax on the exhale. Inhale to activate and contract. Exhale to release. Very small movement here, strengthening postural muscles. One more. Stay here. Elbows are underneath your shoulders. You're pushing into the pinky toe edges of your strap. Your heels and your legs are pressing towards the ground. Your chest is lifted. Back neck is nice and long. Chin is parallel towards the ground. Take one more breath. Slowly release. Notice all the places you felt that. A lot of joint stabilizing muscles get activated during that. So let's bring the block onto the left side. Take your leg, bend your leg, and then hold on to your left leg. So the right leg is straight, the left leg is bent. You're going to hold on to your left leg. Take your right arm onto your left leg and still stay lifted in your chest. Take your left hand on the block right behind you, slightly to the left. And then let your right elbow go out towards the side. Your spine is long. Push down into the block to get long. Push your leg into the ground. Take an exhale. And then you're going to inhale. The lower ribs are going to rotate to the left. The middle ribs are going to rotate. And then the upper ribs are going to rotate. Press the right leg into the ground. Press the left foot into the ground. Hold on strongly to that left leg. Right elbow is lifted. Press into the block with the left hand. Lower your shoulders. Slide the shoulder blades towards each other. Lift your heart and take 3 breaths. At the end of that 3rd breath, you're going to slowly bring yourself back to center. Taking your legs long, we're gonna come to the other side. So push the block towards the right, bend the right knee. Hold on to the right leg and let yourself get nice and tall as you let your elbows go open, holding onto that right leg. Then take the left hand onto the right leg. Take the right hand onto the block behind you, pushing down to get tall in your spine. Active left foot, active left leg, active right foot. Push down with your legs. Take an exhale and an inhale. Lower ribs, middle ribs, and upper ribs. Rotate, rotate, rotate on that inhale. Push down with your legs, down with your hand. Lengthen your neck, slide the shoulder blades towards each other. Lift your heart forward and take 3 deep breaths here. Unwinding at the end of that last exhale. Bring the soles of your feet together, come to the edge of your blanket. Hold on to your knees, let your chest lift and relax your body. Close your eyes. Bring your awareness to your teeth. Teeth are together. You're gonna inhale. And as you exhale, let your chin go straight down towards your chest. Inhale, chin up towards the sky. Exhale, chin to the chest. Straight up towards the sky. Lift your heart. Stay active in your spine here. Bring yourself back to neutral. And bring yourself out. Let's take the block off to the side. Take your blanket, open your blanket so that it's folded in whatever is a good fold for you. So we are going to come down into our back. We're going to do a little stretching with the legs. And so if you needed a higher elevation here, it could be okay. When we do go down on the ground, we have the opportunity to correct posture using the mat on the torso and the blanket behind the head. And the lower the blanket is, the closer to neutral you let your head go, the more postural correction can happen. And you need to do what's appropriate for you. So don't push the issue. Do what feels right to your body. So coming onto your side, you're going to take your hand, reach your hand away, and bring yourself all the way down onto the ground. Moving the blanket so it's underneath your head and neck. Moving the shoulder blades so they're behind your back. Let your hands come onto your belly. Legs are a little wider than your body. Let your knees fall in towards each other and close your eyes. Feel your body here on the ground. Last breath. So we're going to do a little to stretch the lower body, the pelvic area, the hips, the thighs. So if you're able to lift your arms pretty high and to the side, try that. So if your shoulders will let you, letting your arms to the upper arm bone where your body will let you, and then let the hands rest on the ground. Take your feet off of your mat. So the feet are off the mat. Feel the soles of the feet on the floor. Bring your awareness to your core.
So the pelvic floor is the bottom of your torso, the diaphragm is the top of the core, and then you have the midsection, which becomes like an hourglass shape when you contract. There's a drawing inward and a more narrowing of your waist. So you could think of this as squeezing an orange in the very center of your body, or you could think about zippering up the midline of your body. So whatever is the best way for you to think of this. Let's take an exhale and an inhale. And on your next exhale, zipper up, feel the activation of the pelvic floor, feel zippering up, press the low back towards the ground, press the lower ribs towards the ground, feel the low back flatten. On your inhale, slowly bring your low back away from the ground, let it come back to neutral. Exhale to contract pelvic floor, diaphragm, and whole core. Close your eyes. Inhale to release. Exhale to contract. Is it smooth? Is it equal on both sides? Feel yourself rocking from your tailbone to the top edge of your pelvis as you flatten your low back, contract your core, press your belly button towards the spine. And then bring yourself back to neutral. Exhale. Inhale, slowly let your knees move towards the left and away from your ribs. So the right leg is coming in. Push the top right thigh away from your body as you let your legs go towards the left on the inhale. Exhale, zipper up, contract your core, bring your legs back towards center. Inhaling, let the legs go to the right. Push the top right leg away from you. The feet are on the ground. You're lengthening your body inside from the lower ribs towards the kneecap. Exhale, contract your core back to center. Feel yourself rocking across the top edge of your pelvis from side to side when you do this. Inhaling into the move. Exhale, contract your core. Try to press the top of the pelvis into the floor. Inhale to stretch, lengthen. Exhale, contract your core, draw your knees back to center. Couple more like this. One more to each side. And bringing yourself back to center. Walking your feet back. Let your knees rest into each other. Let your arms lower a little bit. Close your eyes. Feel your body. Opening your eyes. Grab your strap. If your strap has the ability to loop, put a loop in your strap. And if it doesn't, you could wrap it around your legs and tie it. So if you do have the ability to put it into a loop, go ahead and do that. We're going to bring the strap onto our legs, drawing our knees in, bringing the strap onto the top thighs, so that when you push your legs apart, you have about a block distance between your knees, so not too wide. And if you don't have the loop, you could tie your strap around your thighs. For the blanket, you want either nothing or a very small fold. So unfold it if you need something. We're going to be lifting our pelvis up, lengthening the front of the body. We're going to come into the bridge. So stretching the front of our body, the front of our spine. You want to make sure you don't put pressure in your head and neck. Slide your body side to side so you're more narrow across the top. Draw your feet closer to your body. Push out on your strap to feel that tension on the sides. Lift your head up, lengthen the back of your neck. You're going to take an exhale, press your belly button towards your spine and flatten your low back into the ground. And then you're going to inhale and slowly peel your spine up and away from the ground. Close your eyes. Exhale, place your spine back down on the ground. Be in your spine. Feel your spine touching the floor one vertebra at a time all the way to the tailbone. And then flatten the back. Start to peel your spine away from the tailbone, sacrum, low back, middle back. Inhale to rise. Exhale to place your spine down on the ground. Pushing down on the strap the whole time. Close your eyes, feel your spine move, feel whatever stretching stretch, feel the work of the muscles. The next one you come up and hold it for 3 breaths. Bringing yourself all the way down, 1 vertebra at a time. Lift your heels up. See if you could place the lower back on the ground before the pelvis. Bring the strap, or bring the blanket back underneath your head. Take the strap off your legs. Take your strap and bring your strap on both feet. Take your legs a little wider than your body and then a little wider, farther than that. Soles are up towards the sky. Bend the knees towards your armpits. Hold on to your strap. Feel your low back pressing into the ground. Take 1 more breath. Take your strap off to the side. Draw the knees into your chest. Rocking side to side. Bringing yourself into Shavasana, final rest, allowing everything to seep into your body. Take your legs wide and long. Hands could be on the belly or out to the side, whatever feels appropriate. Find a comfortable position. Staying connected to your breath. Explore your body with each breath to see what you notice. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Begin to move your body. Slowly drawing your knees into the chest one at a time. And then onto your side. Push away from the ground. Bring yourself up to seated. Bring your hands together at your heart. Press your heart to your hands, hands to the heart. Let's close with a humming sound. Take a big exhale. Inhale. Thank you. Namaste. This practice focuses on functional movements and integrating conscious mind with subconscious mind so that you practice consciously these functional movements so that when you are moving about your day, your body will have that memory of where to bend and how to bend. And as you practice, you can uncover where you may have weakness or tightness, that one side may be weak or strong, or that you may have issues here and not there. And so when we practice with this much somatic awareness, this much body awareness, it's good for the body, it's good for the mind, and it's good for healthy aging.
All right, so I hope you feel really yummy. I feel pretty yummy. So I hope that was pretty good for you all. And I hope that I came through loud and clear. Definitely had connection issues. So I hope that you feel good. Martha, wow. Challenging. Yeah, I mean, we did reverse plank twice, tabletop and reverse plank. So there was wrist and there was posterior chain. When you do the bridge pose with the strap, you're going to use the posterior chain and lift. There's a lot of stretching. So today was a lot of awareness of stretching, hopefully creating space in the body for functional movement, for posture, and body awareness, so that you can actually keep yourself really safe. So hope that is what happened for you. I feel really good in my body right now. I actually can feel the strength that you're speaking about in an appropriate manner. So I feel what I did. I feel a lot of core, actually. So not sure what you're all experiencing. Good, Stevie. Yeah. All right. So I'm off next week. Hopefully you're going to go do something fun as well. Next week is my integration week, which I need. And so, but I have a lot of recorded videos. So I'm off, but it doesn't mean we're not practicing yoga. It means that we're not live together. It means that you're going to figure it out yourself or watch recordings, and I'll be off recording more. So anyway, that's that. You're welcome, Michael. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate having you out there, so that I'm not teaching to the wall or to the screen, but rather to you. And Martha, I've not met you yet, but I know everyone else that's here. And so I visualize them when I see their names. All right. Thank you. Have a great weekend, a great 4th of July. And I'll see you that second week of July live. All right. Have a great day.